Hello. Where am I? There we go. Coming on here. School with that's what you need, a school with no teachers, Mateus? There's a school with no teachers. Yeah.
In the top 1 to 2% nationally. In fact, it's
School.
been so effective that they're now
Schools, no
expanding
teacher.
across
Ma-
America to Florida, Arizona, California, and
We're
New
going to have to look at this a little bit more deeper. School with no teachers. Wow. I mean, isn't that every kid's dream? I mean, some of the teachers I had going to school were kind of crazy. Oopsie. Opposite. Anyways, there we go. Oh, coming to you with a 411. Man, it's been a long day. Got the dog walked, got things done. Just everything together. It's been one of those days. And we still have things to do, but yet, there we go. We need, let's save that. What do I need to do? I need to sell some stuff, man, or book some readings in here. Yeah, so mama can keep afloat. That's the whole thing. I think everybody's sort of in the same boat. You let me know how you guys are feeling about everything, because I feel like we're all kind of in the same boat. But then, you know, we went to IKEA on Sunday, and it was lined up to the yin yang. I mean, there were people like crazy there. And I know, where people are saying, oh, well, they have no money and stuff like that. We were at the fruit and veg store, if you watch my thing this morning, and it was nonstop. They open, I guess they open up at 8 o'clock, and they're nonstop. Like the fruit and veg place in the Northeast that Steve likes to go to. I mean, it's busy. That parking lot is go, 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 go. IKEA. I mean, so people are out and about. We went to Goodwill and going there, and it was busy too. Like there were people waiting for it to open up. So it's amazing. What I'm finding is, like, with, you hear everybody economics, all this and blah, blah, blah. I still see that people are out and about and doing their thing. So, I mean, it's not stopping people. People are still doing their thing. Maybe they are. I mean, I hear in the States they're tightening their belts and things are closing. They just opened up a Dollarama, a couple Dollaramas around here. And down in the States, they're closing their dollar stores. So I'm not too sure what's going on. I don't understand. But what I do understand is the astrology. That's something I do understand. I do understand the astrology and what's going on with the astrology. I understand what is going on with all of that, and the shenanigans of what's going on. Today we are going through a trine with the sun and the moon, making these beautiful aspects and creating some harmony between the two. So it's this beautiful, yummy earth energy wanting us to ground, wanting us to connect and come into that groundedness. And Jupiter's still squaring. I mean, he still has issues with everybody, so he's still squaring over to everybody. So Jupiter is still having a lot of issues with people on that front. But this is where we are looking at some newness and wanting to get some newness into our realm, right? So let's take a look at this a little bit deeper of what's going on. So with the sun in Taurus trining over to Virgo moon. So this is, bringing in stability. This is a, fixed energy Taurus, mutable energy Earth with Virgo. So things to do with values and money and health routine, system, and purification. So, wanting to look at energies between your ego and your emotions, the masculine and the feminine, the conscious and the subconscious. The body wants nourishment, right? Simple food, nature walks, getting some sleep is really good. And the nervous system, stop. Healing is a beautiful thing today, to allow yourself to heal. And this is also, how is your breath work? Are you doing breath work? Are you allowing yourself some time just to relax and breathe? Getting into that clear thinking, right? Organizing your thoughts, practical planning. This is where it's, where you can look at creating an altar. This is about looking at the things that you can start bringing in. One of the herbs, holy basil, tulsi tea, beautiful tea to bring in for you today. Helps with the calmness, helps if you're overthinking, overstimulated with a lot of the energies. Because we still have that Pluto that, who's just started that retrograde, and we're going to be with that for a while. And this is all we're going to start seeing, especially where it is at the beginning degrees of Aquarius. We're going to start seeing the extremes around power, control, freedom, things more coming out about surveillance, AI. There was this Tucker Carlson. They're talking about underground cities, and underground cities, not only underground, but under the water, and all kinds of things like that. So new technology. Reclaiming, this is about reclaiming your inner authority, bringing in your inner authority and your physicality. So unexpected body awakening. So detox systems. So if you're looking at, this is a really nice week for detoxing, getting, metal detox, some kind of kidney detox. So doing some kind of cleanse, drinking lots of water, right? pH balancing yourself, bringing in the pH balancing. This is a good week to do that as well. So wanting to bring forth those positive things. I keep on getting turmeric and ginger, which is also really good. Turmeric, lemon, and ginger combo with some honey, boiling water. So, something that's very cleansing and healing for your body, and helping if you're getting any inflammation anywhere, because things can be inflated. Jupiter can inflate things as well as he's going along. So you got to look at your joints in that, on what's being inflated. So expansion. The other thing is, I wanted to look at specific, things. And as I looked at the astrology and where the astrology is, and this is one of the things, is Uranus in Taurus. Uranus in Taurus deals with land, resources, and rebellion. And Pluto in Aquarius is the collective, restructuring, digital, and digital government. So we have, as Uranus continues its dance with Elgo. So there's a lot to do with financial sovereignty and uprising. So that's one of the big themes, and you're hearing it all, throughout TikTok. You're hearing it, in all over social media, and people are even talking about it. My husband goes to a store, people are talking about all of this. Alberta could push for greater economic and legal independence through full separation, and it may not be immediate. I don't think it would be immediate. I think this is like letting, it's where, and especially with Aquarius wants to lead to the highest good. This is where letting people know that we're serious, letting people know that you're serious about doing things, and how you would like that to look. So we need to watch. I mean, a lot of this turnabout and stuff will happen between 2026 and 2028. That's the major turning point, with especially with Pluto fully in Aquarius and Uranus moving into Gemini. So with Uranus moving into Gemini, that comes to do with borders, treaties, and data systems. So you're going to start hearing more about the treaties. You're going to start hearing more about borders and what kind of border system they want to put in or implicate, in the borders with the pipeline, and getting the oil and gas to where the oil and gas needs to get, and even looking at building refineries. Borders are already shifting. I mean, I said people that borders will be shifting, and they're shifting in a way that I didn't think about, but I was listening to an economist and he was talking about border shifting digitally. And I'm like, yeah. So we're seeing things like ID, currency, AI governance. So there's a lot of border shifting in that way, and geopolitical unrest. So we have Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa will redraw some physical lines. So we're seeing that within Eastern Europe. We're seeing that within the Middle East. You're going to see new boundaries being drawn, and new alliances being made through all of that. And some of these is like decentralization. BRICS will challenge current power blocks like NATO and the UN. And that all this is all coming in with Uranus. This is coming in with Pluto. And as Uranus will be making changes. So we are in a disruptive time. This is, and this is a time of disruption, traditional financial systems. This is where digital power, blockchain, collective wealth, or digital slavery, if unconscious, right? So money is becoming less physical and more digital and energetic. And we're having that. And then we also have a decentralization that's happening. So the values and alignments. And this is where your vibrations become your currency. So we also have diversification when it comes, if you want to look at it, is having cash on hand, gold, crypto, food, community ties. And this is to invest in skills and spiritual wealth. That's the other part too. Looking at your own spiritual wealth, looking at how you can take care of oneself is very important, and how you want to bring harmony within your life. So, a couple things. I skipped over a lot. I'm not going to spend too much time here today. If you do have any questions and you want to get into this in a deeper fact, definitely we can book an appointment. Or if you guys want to do more of talks on astrology and you want to have a little talk on astrology, definitely I can make a group and we can have more intimate talks when it comes to what is happening, how to work with a lot of this energy. That's the other that's the other reason why I've created the um my da, 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 my summer series, right? So for July, June, July, and August, I created this beautiful summer series. This is why we're having the energetic fire on May 24th. It's been a long day. My brain's trying to remember everything that's going on. But the sacred summer that is coming up, which is for June, July, and August, there's going to be workbooks that go with it. There's going to be rituals that are going to be in there. Creativity and guidance. There's going to be once a week meetings with that. For all 3 months, it's $100 or $50 a month if you just want to get one. And each one has to do with like the midsummer, the magic bundle, soul nourishing and wild expression, journaling, water magic, feminine energy. So that has to do with July. And then August is the harvest of you. So the reflection and celebration and abundance. So I have that. Hi, Shar. That's happening. And that's going to help us to get through a lot of these transit that's happening, a lot of the astrology that's going on. And I'm going to continue these on. We're going to be having them, for the fall as well, and then throughout the winter months. Because we're moving through this energy, and we're going to be moving through the energy very quickly, we need to know how to nourish ourselves. We need to know how to take some time and really address a lot of the shadows that are going to be coming up, a lot of karmic work that's going to be coming up through all of the transitions that are happening and transformations that are going on. And this is wanting to bring you astrological insight, and wanting to bring you more of an understanding of how we're walking a path of light into truth, and how we're shedding a lot of the old ways and walking in and reclaiming a lot of our soul and our DNA, and so much more. This is a time of, I feel, of greatness. This is a time where the human is changing. Religion is shifting. I mean, I know we have the conclave going on right now. Um, I don't think we have a pope yet, but maybe we do. I haven't been watching. We're witnessing the death of dogma and the rebirth of living spirituality. This is where old structures, the church, institutionalized religions are fading. Scandals, control, hierarchy are no longer unaligned with the awakened heart, right? So new forms, earth-based spirituality, galactic consciousness, personal knowingness yeah, okay. And the hybrid practice of mysticism and astrology and quantum science are really making a big, push onto the forefront. But we're also, as we're pushing this out there, you're going to get a lot of backlash. There's going to be a lot of people that don't want to have that don't agree with that. They want to stay within their dogma. They want to stay within where they feel comfortable. And this is where we're also finding where the human is changing, from the mRNA injections, which some believe affect DNA expression, heavy metals, EMF saturations, and what's being sprayed or emitted into our atmosphere. So much is changing. And that, when I, see where Uranus is going and see where, with Pluto, this is really an uprising. This is where we are wanting to change. This is where we are wanting to create something new. This is, organic spiritual evolution and soul remembrance of who we are. And we will be seeing a lot more when it comes to aliens and UFOs, and hearing more about that as, through each and every single day. So it is a spiritual preparation for what's coming. And that's what September 24th is all about. It's understanding, especially with that Uranus and Saturn conjunction with the helion, the geocentric coming forth. And if you think about it, like Uranus, or I should say Neptune and Saturn is the father of Neptune. Neptune is his eldest son. He ate his eldest son. So there's a little bit of clash there. And then Saturn coming in, and Saturn, wanting to bring in that restrictions. And then it's like you got your you got your kid who's a stoner. That's Neptune. And here comes dad who wants regulation and rules. And then in an energy of Aries, which is Mars, and forthright, and want to get going and want to do things, right? So you can see that there's going to be definitely quite a clash with the energies. Right now we have, I just saw a clip of it with Trump and Carney in the Oval Office, and he didn't look too comfortable, as Trump is saying to him. He goes, well, no, we don't want Canadian cars, and we don't need your steel, and we don't need your aluminum. He's just telling them as it is. Like, this is what we want to do. This is this is what we want to do in the States. So it's putting the ball back into his court and saying, what do you want to do for your country? We just had the speech from the premier, which is really taking us to really take a deeper look at, as she's playing 4D chess in our restructuring of our own province. And making, bringing in that power. So there's that power and evolution, and sovereignty keeps coming up in all of this, and bringing in that sovereignty through it all. So we are going through some really crucial changes, and we are bringing in some really interesting new vibrations with this all. And this soul fire new cycle of divine will, which is May 24th. It's $88. It's going to be online, recorded. You're going to get a little booklet with it as well. I'm really getting good at doing booklets. So in creating and bringing in that harmony and that substance. So there you go, guys. I'm kind of tired. It's been a long day, and I'm going to send you guys out so much love. Have a great day. Make sure you just get outside somewhat today. Enjoy some of that sunshine. If you can get by the river, if you can get by water, would be absolutely fabulous. And just allowing yourself to relax and enjoy as nature is coming into blossom. So there you go. Have a blessed one, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Boop.